Okay. Japan's prime minister is mad about Ubisoft? Uh-oh, the prime minister of Japan's not happy about Assassin's Creed. Gee, I wonder why. Chat, you want to find out? I do. I want to hear it from the source. I don't understand Japanese.
This is really happening. Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba is not happy about Assassin's Creed Shadows. Let's watch this.
この今言ういわゆる朝栗問題ということについてお伺いしたいんですが。
Did you hear that? He said asakuri issue, meaning we Japanese keep talking about this all the time. So asakuri issue, he didn't explain about asakuri issue, right? Because everyone knows.
明日3月20日にですね、
Wow.
発売予定のフランスの UBI ソフトの株式会社
They name Ubisoft by name. No shot.
作のゲームソフトのアサシンクリードシャドウズにですね、ついてなんですけど、海外で先行プレイの動画が YouTube でアップされておりまして、それを拝見いたしますと、
That video that went to really viral.
Where you destroy shrines and shit, yeah.
And I was surprised.
And it's a black samurai doing it too.
Is that there's a lot of people who think that's okay. I think most of people doesn't know that's that shrine and altar. I guess, but a lot of Japanese people feel offended about that video.
板手氷津シュラインと実名で私の兵庫県の姫路市の入間の国奏者板手氷津神社が登場します。ゲームの中でですね、主人公の侍は刀を振り回して拝殿内で太鼓や神経、祭壇を粉砕しまして、そして境内にいる向こうの民や神職とおもしき人物などを切りつけ弓を射ったりするような乱暴狼藉ができるようになっています。
Yeah, that's the thing. They can just disable it, but they made it object that breakable.
私はこの話を聞いてですね、ちょっと地元の神社でもありますので、直接宮司さんにお話を伺いました。当該ゲーム会社からは神社に対しまして、名称の使用許可などの連絡は一切なかったと。
Why the fuck would they do that? Because then they'd have to acknowledge that they're doing something wrong. Why the hell would they?
ということであります。他にも、奈良の東大寺などの寺社や古墳などのいわば具体的な映像とか肖像がですね、無許可で使用されております。本日はですね、大串正樹経産副大臣にお越しいただいておりますが、国内外問わずゲームを楽しむユーザーというのは年々増加しておりますが、ゲーム等における固有施設の映像などをですね、無許可で使用することについてご見解をお伺いしたいと思います。
経済産業省大串副大臣。
This is just kind of insider note. I know some people that send me this video. So, they didn't use word of Yasuke. Can't talk about it that detail, but something really scared concerns me. It's that there's an unspoken rule. You cannot cause other trouble to other ministries. I heard they can't use word of Yasuke in here. If we were Japanese, I think this is one of the biggest concern. And they decided to not to mention about Yasuke. That's what they told me.
Okay.
But my concern is that which ministry get trouble if they use word of Yasuke in here? As a Japanese, that's one of the biggest concern. What's going on, really?
お答えいたします。
Can someone explain that one to me? I'm slow. What? They're avoiding using the word Yasuke because of what? No clue. Don't step on other people's toes? Is it because they're very avoidant of conflict as a culture? Is that what's implied? Yasuke will piss off some other groups so they can't say it. You'll cause more issues, I guess, because they don't want any more negative controversies. It's a very polite society. They don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. Like their priest's feelings were hurt. Yeah, that makes sense. Yasuke is a stereotypical name for low-class Japanese people, like indigenous? No, really? Hold on, I'm gonna look this up. What does Yasuke mean in Japanese? Helper, the name Yasuke was often translated into helper and assistance, more specifically means the black one. Okay. Okay. Strong start. I thought it was just a random name. What? The name was given to the Japanese to those samurai who were African origin. Okay, anyway, I don't know. I'm a little bit confused on the topic of what they're talking about, so I'm just gonna dismiss it. I don't know what this means exactly, but...
的なゲーム制作におきまして、現存する固有名詞等を商用利用する際には、その知的財産を有する個人や団体等に許可を得る必要があるものと認識をしております。知的財産を無許諾で利用されているケースにおきましては、個別の事情によるものであるため、当事者間で協議されるものと承知をしております。その上で、神社側等から相談がございましたら、関係省庁と連携しつつ適切に対応してまいりたいというふうに思います。
Yeah, they're very polite.
ただ、ひろゆき君。
ありがとうございます。今の答弁ありましたようにですね、やっぱり無許可で使用するということは、本当にいけないことだと思いますし、本当にこのことについては、私もしっかりと注視していきたいと思っております。
Do you guys really think Japan's gonna do anything about it? Because I feel like they showed that footage of the Japanese desecration of the shrine, like months ago. And they could have said something, but they didn't really say anything, and now they're bringing it up in Parliament. I don't know, man. They let Johnny Somali go, now they won't do jack. Yeah, I don't know. Japan's a very polite society, even in terms of law.
それでですね、それに伴いまして、昨今、コロナ禍の影響も薄れまして、観光客が急回復しまして、各地でオーバーツーリズムによる様々な問題が生じております。中に神社の鳥によじ登ったりですね、神社の石柱へ落書きするなど、観光客の迷惑行為は観光公害とも言える事態であります。
That's also something I've been talking about on my channel. We have a lot of foreigners who do that. I gotta be honest. Just because they think Japanese won't fight back. Japanese won't say anything. Or they're...
Well, they didn't. Unfortunately, what they did with Johnny Somali, I think Korea having to step in, and then after they kicked him out of Japan or whatever happened, like they kicked him out, right? They didn't do anything to him, but they kicked him out formally. And then he went to Korea and got prosecuted. So, yeah, I don't know.
Taking advantage of Japanese politeness or kindness or even shyness. And it's very natural that as a Japanese, if you see that game, we feel like, oh, they can do that because they think Japanese won't say no.
私は当該のゲーム機の中で、NPC、ノンプレイヤーキャラクターっていうものに対してとかですね、承諾なく使用された施設の映像の中で攻撃や破壊する行為が現実世界で模倣される迷惑行為につながるんではないかと懸念しております。
It could. It very well could. I mean, we saw with Johnny Salami, man.
先ほどの神社の宮司さんや関係者の皆様もそれを心配されておりました。もちろんですけど、これ申し上げたいのは表現の自由というものはもちろん。
It's already happening though. No, I agree that tourists have been desecrating shrines, but I'm not. He's saying that the direct correlation of the video game having this happen is what they're trying to correlate together. Yeah. Japan needs to regain some respect they deserve. I totally agree. I think that Japan has been being stepped over like for years, for decades even.
もちろん尊重されなければいけません。だが一方でですね、長い間地域の方々に培われた文化に対しまして敬意を持って接する。その土地の文化を軽んじる行為は私は慎むということは大事なことだと考えております。例えばですけど、長年経緯やですね、信仰されてきたフランスのノートルダム大聖堂とかですね、イスラム教のコーランなどにですね、礼を失するようなですね、映像を使われていたら、 どんな気持ちにその現地の人たちはなるか。これはもう言わずがもがなでございます。
Right.
本当にこれは、私思うんですけども、総
Why
理
are
就
you laughing? It's the same principle to them. Do we forget how people were upset about the whole drawing Muhammad in France? Like, that was a very real thing, man. That was fucked up what happened.
任後初のお国入りにですね、まず
The Quran.
地元の八頭町の渡り神社を参拝しました
Yeah, Charlie
石破総理にお
Hebdo.
伺いしたいんですけども、ゲーム、SNS 等によりまして多文化を軽んじる行為やそれに伴う観光公害についてご主見をお伺いしたいと思います。
石破内閣総理大臣。
Shiba.
これを法的にどうするかということ
Same
に
as
つきまして
Shiba,
は、
chat.
の経産省あるいは文科省、あるいは外務省とよく協議をしてまいりたいと思っておりますが、神社に落書きするなんぞというのはもってのほかの話であってですね。
Oh, this just happened. That happened before.
Oh,
それはもうそ
they
の
did
国に対する
graffiti,
侮辱
huh?
に他ならないと私は思っておるところでございます。で、自衛隊をイラクサマーワに出しますときに、もちろん
A lot by that argument, people could say playing shooting games like GTA causes people to start mass shootings. I don't think it's a good analogy. Yeah, well, at the same time, they used the literal presentation of... Like, there's a very big difference between making a game that has real historical names. It's not a fictional shrine. They didn't just make up a name and say, like, this is the blah 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 shrine. They literally used something in Japanese culture and desecrated to top it off, which you can't, first of all, do, according to the Japanese government. You should ask for permission. But to top it off, you're desecrating the shrine, so it's like double disrespect to them. In regards to the fucking shooting games, that analogy, I think that's dog shit because it's not a one-to-one. But it's set in a fictional game. But it's set in the real world. Like, what's your point? People aren't dying. I'm not gonna get one guy with such a disingenuous fucking argument saying that this is a one-to-one to people saying we should censor video game violence and guns. This is a fucking shrine. Nobody's dying from a shrine being desecrated. It's just disrespectful to the culture. They're not gonna freaking blow up, man. Yeah.
イスラム教を信じるとかそういう話ではありませんが、イスラム教
Was it disrespectful to France in Warfare 3 when the Eiffel Tower fell over in the campaign? Are we seriously comparing religion to, like, a fucking a statue? To the Eiffel Tower, which is a monument? I don't know. This is kind of weird. Yeah, whataboutism? Like, I'm gonna start timing people out for real. Like, if you're gonna whataboutism, you're allowed to have your opinion, but, like, the gun violence and the Eiffel Tower thing, it's kind of weird. Kind of weird that you're trying to gotcha me.
のしきたりとか、そういうものは現地に派遣される自衛官たちにきちんと習得していくようにということをお願いをいたしました。例えば料理を全部食べちゃわないといけないって、日本ではみんな食べないと申し訳ないみたいなことがありますが、じゃあ他の国では全部食べちゃうと足りなかった。
I'll make an analogy. Okay, I'm from Eastern Europe. There are many beautiful churches and what are they called? Like that St. Basil's Cathedral in the Red Square. If they blew that shit up, I feel like a lot of people would be upset in a video game. Of course I would hope people wouldn't get violent, but I just think it's a bit fucking disrespectful to do that. You're allowed to do that. Of course, it's free speech in some countries to be able to express yourself in that way. But they're not throwing a fit and saying like this game needs to be canceled. They're just expressing themselves and being fucking upset about it. They did get upset with AC2 and the Pope. Yeah. I think it is disrespectful and people are allowed to be upset. But there's not only that. This is multiple fronts for Ubisoft to say, fuck you, Japan, we don't care, we're gonna do whatever the fuck we want. There was the shrine thing, there was the World War II nuclear bomb shrine statue that they did. There was the One Piece sword where they forged or they faked like Japanese kanji on the sword and then sent it to streamers in Japan, and it was nonsense and it didn't make any sense. There's the boba tea thing that's from Taiwan that they tried to sell for AC Shadows as a promotional figure. It's all layers on top of layers. I just don't think they care, and they're just being disrespectful.
いう意思表示になってなんと失礼なということになるとかですね。それは表層的なものかもしれませんが、少なくともその国の文化とか宗教とかそういうものに対する尊敬の念を持つということは私は当然のことだと思っておりますし、そうでなければ外交というのもできないと思っております。
Here you go. He said that.
I'm gonna time you out because holy shit, you're actually extrapolating Fallout to the ruins of the capital and saying that it's the same thing. Stop with the fucking whataboutism. Chill the fuck out. It's not the same. Fallout didn't even disrespect America or the American depiction of the White House and the Great Parliament building. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, stop.
Without that respect, diplomacy doesn't work. Ubisoft, listen, this is our prime minister. Not just one unknown grifter is talking. Japanese prime minister is speaking.
のことだと思っておりますし、そうでなければ外交というのもできないと思っております。まず我が国としてそういうことを率先垂範していかねばなりませんし、仮にもそういう行為が、オーバーツーリズムもそうですが、そういうことがあったら泣き寝入りはしないと。日本国民としてこういうことは許さないということも発信をしていくことは極めて重要なことだと考えておるところでございます。
They're just expressing their discontent.
原博之君。
I feel relieved, but please do something.
まさに総理のおっしゃる通りで有形無形の文化とか風習というものに対してですね、やっぱりこれはお互いがお互い敬意を持ってやらなければ私もいけないと思っております。先ほどの当該ゲームソフトにおいては、日本の部分の文化というものとか施設というものとか、無許可でしかもそういう形で破壊できるようになっている。じゃあ他国の部分はどうなのかというと、それはできないようになっている。なぜ日本だけなっているのかとかですね、これもやっぱり私問題だと思うんですね。この点についても全てが全てっていうんではなく、なぜ日本だけということに。
And why is it all the other things on top of that? Why is it everything else to boot? They had to delay the game because people started pointing out that the architectural design didn't actually match to feudal Japan's environment at the time, that it looked inaccurate and that it wasn't something that has actually existed in Japan. I understand the argument saying that it's historical fiction, but historical fiction implies that it was historically set, but it's not actually something that happened in that historical time period.
ついても、私は疑問を持っている一人でございます。そのことについてもまた引き続きですね、なかなか表現の自由と絡めたお話であるかもしれませんが、誤った意味での表現の自由というのは私は許されないと思いますので、ぜひともその点につきましてはまた経産省ともども外務省についてもご協力をお願いしたいと思っております。
ありがとうございます。Yeah, do you remember when I said like a butterfly effect, like when my video was deleted? And because of that video, a lot of people reacted.
That was
because of
weird.
A lot of people reacted, and
this guy's videos kept getting deleted by Ubisoft. Apparently, they were striking him or something of that effect. That was crazy work.
The making
12
wave,
times.
Right? I was inspired some couple of videos, and I started making a video because I see a lot of comments a lot of Japanese comments that was called racist or liar, or you are not Japanese or kind of stuff. And I made that video. The first video of Assassin's Creed. And after I made Assassin's Creed Shadow video in English, a lot of people in the West talking about it. Or Japanese is actually mad. And then everyone's small voices became really big and finally reached to Prime Minister. But it's not finished yet. let's see what they can do, and then I'll do what I can do. You do what you can do. You have a happy day today. Bye. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, click on the left for the fun video about Japan, and on the right to see more videos.
I
You
can't
guys have a great
believe,
day.
man. Again, I have to put this in the context of like America. Again, you can destroy things, but there should be consequences. If you want to be like of the non-censorship aisle and say you shouldn't be able to destroy, you should be able to destroy something, but there should be consequences. Maybe the guards attack you or something. I don't know, maybe you get punished or you get sent to jail in the game or something. I feel like that would have been pretty immersive too. Like, don't disrespect their shrine. There's a give and take to it. Or get cursed. That would be kind of funny. You get like a little debuff. I don't know, I don't think the Japanese are asking for much. They're not like freaking out and saying like AC shadows should be banned. They're just saying like, hey, we think this is a bit of a problem. They're being like, oh, really polite and being like, please listen to us. This is kind of serious. I think this is a concern. Yeah. I know Ubisoft, they'll decide to make Assassin's Creed Bismillah. Yeah, that'll go over well for sure. You're being able to destroy shrines would be equal to being able to destroy the 9/11 memorial. Honestly, I think that's a close enough analogy. I don't know, that Fallout analogy irked me to no end because, first of all, you're not destroying a government building. Like, you know when you approach DC, and I know someone corrected me and said, oh, you don't have a parliament. I fucking know. I fucking know. I used parliament as a substitute because I couldn't think of the word. I'm aware, America doesn't have a parliament, but my point is it's a government building where yes, the Congress, god fucking damn it. The congressional building that is in Fallout was ruined through years of people using it in a post-apocalyptic scenario. It wasn't like bombed and destroyed on purpose by the player. It's part of the story. And it's like a final battle scene too. Like it's the end of the game. It's like a big pinnacle as well as the Lincoln Memorial as well. That was like an important piece to the story inside of it, because you go up there and like you put the satellite in or whatever, the fucking tracker, and then you go downstairs and kill everyone and stuff. But that's besides the point. I think the equivalency would be to like destroy 9/11's memorial. Or be able to, like, desecrate it. I feel like people would be pissed about that. People are still rather sensitive about that kind of thing.